They've got all like different sun cards and moon cards as well. Look, that's a thick deck. That's like 2 decks, that. No wonder my hands are like, my bones are like sticking out my hands trying to like shuffle these. I'm a Taurus, I've got to complain out loud, okay? I'm not stoic at all. Well, I am, but I'm noisily stoic. You have to know that I'm suffering, okay? I need to express myself. My sister's an Aries and she'd just roll her eyes up and like take them off me and do it herself. She'd be like, what are you going on about? Oh my goodness. Hands are too small. Okay. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Leo's highest good. How is Leo feeling in this 3rd week of May 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how you're feeling first of all, Leo. The 5 of Cups reversed. So, Leo, you could be getting over loss. Someone could have passed away, or you could be grieving for the loss of a relationship. It could be the loss of a community or a team or a place that was very dear to you. Like, you know, this is grief, sadness, loss, regret. So something's going on with you that's really, really sad, but you're sort of recovering from that now. With it being reversed. Right, disclaimer, there's going to be throat clearing. I might be stopping to blow my nose. I've got a cold, okay? You might hear wheezing. Another one for how you're feeling, Leo. The Strength reverse, your major arcana. Leo the Lion. Okay, so that's a need for emotional strength. She's trying to, you know, restrain him and tame the inner beast. And it's not really working at the moment. With it being reversed, you might be feeling quite weak, emotional. We've got a lunar eclipse, okay? So that could be a moment where a lot of emotions and turmoil come up. Ancient, you know, civilizations would have placed a lot of importance on lunar eclipses. They don't last long, do they? It's like a matter of minutes. So there's so much like emotion, isn't it, here? They would have thought, you see, like if you imagine yourself in the middle of the desert in Egypt, the night sky would be full of, you know, darkness while this lunar eclipse was happening. I feel like this is a really tough time for you at the moment, Leo. could be like old wounds, you know, like past wounds, like childhood wounds, like inner wounds. Feels like the salt being rubbed in them, you know, like memories coming up of the past that aren't that comfortable. It makes you feel very weak, very vulnerable, you know, when there's a death, or, you know, we can grieve for people who are alive, who are living, because maybe they're really not well, they're not able to communicate, or they're not able to move or express themselves, they're not the same person as we knew them, you know, cognitively, like they're not the same. Or, you know, when someone breaks up with us, like, we have to grieve them because we're not allowed to be around them anymore. And that could be really hard. And then you have to lose all the people that they're connected with, you know, like all their family, mutual friends, have to pick sides. So it's there's definitely grief here, but I think it's pulling up other stuff as well. Yeah, so there's a lack of healing. We've got the Star card reversed. We've got the Six of Wands reversed. You might feel like the people you expected to reach out to you haven't done. You might feel like that's part of the problem, is that you don't have people that you can rely on, people that care about you, you know, people that are there for you, that notice your lack of presence and, you know, come and find out where you are. Because this Six of Wands, when it's upright, is victory, success, recognition, being celebrated, being noticed. That's in the reverse. So you may feel like really you're just in the background, like people haven't noticed that you've gone, that you've disappeared, you know? You may be reassessing, you know, like who your true friends are, who your true tribe is, who your allies are, what's important in life. Let's get some cards for the one that's on your mind, the one that you are dealing with or manifesting in. Right, you got the Major Arcana for Aquarius, so that could be in your chart. It doesn't have to be Major Arcana, but reversed. So, Leo's person. Right, these landed on the floor in the challenge position. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so when the Wheel of Fortune is upright, there's going to be a period of good luck, okay, provided by the universe. You can see the wings here. When it's reversed, we're trapped in a karmic cycle of bad luck. Okay, but it came out in the challenge position along with the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace of Swords is truth, clarity, a major revelation. It can be a confession. And when it's reversed, it's like a secret. Now, that's the challenge. Ooh. The Ace of Cups, being in love. Now, why is that with secrets and the Wheel of Fortune? And then we've also got the Six of Pentacles, which is equal give and take. Okay, this person's trying to be balanced, they're trying to be fair, they're trying to give to each person in a way that's fair. Okay, so in terms of relationships, 3 pentacles from you, 3 pentacles from your person put together, that's a good team. You know, it's equal investment of time, money and energy. That's the challenge. Okay, so those 4 cards together in the challenge position is like someone wants balance. Okay, they have feelings, they want to, you know, fall in love, but work together, cooperate, and they need a balanced relationship if there's going to be one. They don't want to be in a karmic cycle. They don't want to, you know, do anything that's against their better judgment, because that would mean that this Wheel of Fortune is going to turn upside down, and they're going to keep, you know, replaying an old situation. So they don't want to do that. So the person that you're dealing with, Leo, is really looking for a fair connection, an equal loving connection, and they don't want to get involved with anyone who they don't trust, you know, that's going to be like a poor decision. That's what I get from that. Because that's not an outcome, that's how they feel, those cards on that side. And they're all as a combination, and they're in the challenge position. So based off of their actions, that's what, you know, that's what will determine if these cards are upright or, you know, down. Okay, this could be an earth sign. We've got the King of Pentacles reversed. So that's a really nice card. There's actually, I mean, that looks like a bull in the background, doesn't it? It could be a Taurus. Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but it could be a Taurus. This person's very generous. Their love language is to gift. Okay, they like to earn money, they like to spend money, they feel safe when they have savings, when they have a good income. Was it reversed? It was, wasn't it? See, this person could be really focused on finances at the moment. A lot of their savings could be locked up, and so they have less disposable income, or they could have more outgoings than incomings. They could have a real need to focus on income and stability in their material world at the moment. Okay, so if you've been on the down low and you're kind of hurt that they haven't noticed, it's because they're really focused on, you know, their financial woes at the moment, because they need to be. It's not because they're it's not like being greedy or materialistic. It's like, I need security, I need stability, you know, and they're looking for a connection that's not toxic. They need something reliable, stable. You know, reliable doesn't mean dull. It means like, when the chips are down, I've got someone to hold on to, someone that's going to comfort me, not, you know, an empty bed and, you know, an STI, a man-shaped hole in a door, or a woman-shaped hole, you know, in the wall. Like, they've got someone who's coming home from work that's going to talk to them and help them to make a plan. or they're going to come home from work and, you know, their person's got the dinner on the go and a bottle of wine and they're ready to talk it through. They need stability, they need teamwork, they need equal give and take, because life is not smooth sailing, and it is all fun and games until the chips are down. And as you're discovering now, it's not nice when people aren't there for you. Right, look, double confirmation that we're dealing with the Taurus. We've got the Hierophant. The Hierophant is reversed. Now, the Hierophant is Taurus's major arcana. The Hierophant is the teacher. They are wise, okay? From experience, they have learnt many lessons, and they are now the teacher. They want to tell other people and show other people what happened to them so that they don't have to make the same mistakes, okay? This is not about... It looks like the High Priestess card in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck, but they're nothing like each other. The High Priestess card is about intuition, inner guidance, wisdom, spirituality. This card is someone who in the 3D has suffered, okay? They have come up against many challenges, made a lot of poor decisions, and they don't want other people, you know, to do the same. So they spend their life teaching others, okay, the error of their ways so they may learn and do better, okay? So it's a very wise person when it's upright. Thank you for the likes. When it's reversed, it's someone that isn't acting in their best judgment, okay? They know better. So it could be a Taurus that's tempted to do something that they know is against their better judgment. And I'm not talking about financially, like maybe they're feeling unsupported, maybe they're feeling emotional, maybe they think if they were in a relationship, you know, like they might be tempted to pick someone based off what they look like, because this is a very Taurian thing to do. We're very... Tauruses are very attracted to Leos because Leos are very good looking, right? When a Leo walks into the room, they're usually flanked by, you know, a friend on either side, or, you know, they've got the right kind of stance, posture. They're very charismatic, they're good looking, they're the life and soul of the party, they're confident. We're attracted to people who are good looking. Because it's not our fault. We are ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, okay? The goddess of love and beauty. So we love to have nice things, and nice looking people are part of that, okay? So sometimes we make mistakes, and Taurus could be tempted to, you know, go for what's shiny. I don't know, that's just a guess. Maybe they've been spending too much and that's acting outside their better judgment. They're definitely like a little bit shy on money at the moment. Let's get 3 cards for the outcome. Now they're showing up as a King of Pentacles. You are showing up as the 5 of Cups, someone who's recovering from loss, grief, sadness, regret. You're not showing up as a king or a queen. You're showing up as someone who is struggling to heal, actually. Now, in the outcome, in the challenge position, we've got the Hanged Man. So there could be a stubborn energy. It could be them, it could be you, it could be both of you, because you're both fixed signs, okay? And fixed signs tend to be stubborn. They see things their way. They don't always see things from other people's perspectives, or even though they know change is inevitable, they can fight and kick and struggle against it a little bit, or bury their head in the sands for a little while. Yeah, they're not, it's not comfortable. Change is inevitable, but it's not always comfortable. So the Hanged Man, you see, when he suspends himself, he's not making any moves. He's having a little think about stuff. He's hanging himself upside down for good reason. You know, he's suspending himself and having a think. He's turned everything around because he wants to see things from another perspective. It's being open-minded, you know, prepared to listen to others. When it's reversed, it's being stubborn. So this is the challenge, and the outcome is like, you might not be talking to each other because you might each be trying to deal with your own problems, and then kind of getting pissed off, you know, when people don't notice or they're unaware, you know. Two more for the outcome. The Four of Cups closed off, and then we've got that along with the Page of Swords, spying, observing, watching, waiting. The Two of Wands reversed, okay, not making a move, not setting foot down either footpath, despite being at a fork in the road. The Wounded Warrior, okay, so lots of challenge. It's been a tough cycle, and, you know, we're prepared to keep on going. The Chariot's reversed, so the Chariot's upturned, okay, it's the major arcana for Cancer. There could be loss or defeat at the last minute. The Emperor's Chariot is overturned. The Empress. Now that's the major arcana for Libra and for Taurus. Triple confirmation. I'm going to call it. I think you're dealing with a Taurus. They could have Libra in their chart as well. The Ten of Wands reversed. Okay, we're dropping the burdens. So if it was the Ten of Wands, it'd be like, do you know what? Might as well just throw another wand on my back, and I'll just walk up this hill with even more weight because I'm used to being the Wounded Warrior. Might as well close out the cycle, doing what I do best, you know, just soldiering on. But that's reversed, so we're dropping the burdens. Now, someone's become the Empress, and you could be spying on Taurus. You could be spying on Taurus and feel like, you know, Taurus is not noticing me. It's not working. And then Taurus could arrive. Why did that sound Aussie? Arrive. And then we could drop the burdens because we realised, like, we've been silly, you know, we've been, like, struggling and stressing and we didn't need to. Or you become the Empress, because Taurus is showing up as the King of Pentacles reversed, the Hierophant reversed. The Six of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm just reviewing the cards because I need to. So you're in grief, you're unhealed. You're really struggling with your emotions. You refuse to. You could be feeling stubborn. You're not open to attention from anyone else, and then you're watching and you're waiting. The Two of Wands reversed, not making a choice. Nine of Wands, continuing the struggle. The Chariot's overturned. See, that's like when the Chariot's upright, it's like we're going for success, some kind of victory. It's travel, it's movement, it's full intention to win. Okay, and that's something's been a really long like wait, and then it's like I don't know if you become the Empress or you're watching the Empress and she arrives and the burdens are released. I don't know. You might get contact from this Empress and then it helps you to release the burdens. Let's get one more. The Ace of Wands reversed. In the outcome, the Ace of Wands is reversed. Like, if that was upright, I'd say, oh, tired. I'd say that's a rebirth. You know, it's passion, enthusiasm, excitement. You see all the new growth. It's the start of a new journey, and it's divinely, supported. But that's reversed. So you could be giving up on a Taurus, or you could hear from a Taurus, but then realise like there's not going to be a rebirth. There's so many wands here, like it's just wands. It's all your side. There's wands everywhere. You could be feeling really like dissatisfied with your efforts. You feel like your efforts have just been in vain. Like this Taurus just does not get it. Okay, so the Empress is very beautiful. She attracts, she does not chase. Okay, she's all four queens. She's the Queen of Wands. Okay, ambitious, goal orientated, sexy. She's the Queen of Swords. Tells it how it is. Capable of being very intelligent, a great communicator. She can be strategic. She's the Queen of Pentacles, fantastic provider. At the moment, that's not going so great, that aspect. So that could be why this Taurus is being burdened, okay, distracted. She's the Queen of Cups, patient, empathetic, calm. She may be, stressed like everyone else, but she comes across like a duck. The feet are going beneath the water, but she's like swanning around, gracious, really long fuse. Takes a lot to get this Taurus to blow. So if they're showing up as themselves and they're a Taurus, I do feel like you feel, really attracted to them. You hold them in extremely high regard. It's the highest status in the tarot deck, the Empress card. But I think you're tired. You're so tired of like when you need this person, they're looking the other way. They're busy with other stuff. So I think it feels like that's the vibe. It feels like you've experienced something really bad and that you would really have liked this person to be there for you. That's the vibe that I'm getting. You could be like, no, I see the cards and I know what that means. Okay, I'm not a fly on the wall. I can only give you like my perception of things. No wonder the challenge is love, fairness and balanced. You know, I'm going with this because in the challenge position, they were looking for equal give and take, yet they're kind of like being very selfish with their own energy right now. Maybe that's why, you know, maybe someone else hasn't been fair with their energy towards them, so they're having to like be their own balance. But you feel like you need them and they're not there for you, so they could be oblivious, to be honest. They could be really oblivious to like this whole calculation that you're going through, for like whether to bother with them or not, or whether to just let it go. Right, why is the Hierophant reversed? What's against their better judgment? An ending. You're pretending that it's not ending, but it's time to let go and make a fresh start. So they could be holding on to the past. They could be fussing over someone or grieving over someone that isn't worth it. It's time for them to like shake themselves out of that. Okay, so that Wheel of Fortune, they could be tempted to get involved with someone that's no good for them. Okay, and go back into a karmic cycle. Chaotic clarity. Amidst confusion and intense crisis, seek the light of understanding and resolve. Okay, so they haven't got clarity on this yet because that was in the challenge position. Yeah, they could be like really struggling to get over someone from the past, and you know, they keep taking themselves around this merry-go-round of like emotions and sort of reigniting the flame for themselves, even if there's no one, you know, like physically involved with them. They could be like staying emotionally unavailable for someone. Let's pull from a different oracle deck. The Hidden Futures Oracle. Game over. Ooh. They're crushed. They're absolutely crushed by someone. Someone's broken this Taurus's heart, like stomped all over it, you know, zapped it, tasered it, stabbed it. It's just like, oof. They're allowing themselves to get like hurt by this person like over and over, even like, you know, if they're not physically seeing them anymore. If they block them, they might still be talking about them, thinking about them, fantasizing, you know, like they're just not emotionally available because of someone from the past, like the recent past. Oh, it's a twin flame. Okay, so someone that they have a very intense sexual connection with. Yin and yang, Zen balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. They can't get over this person because it's a twin flame. It's someone that they're on and off with. They trigger healing in, it's a runner chaser dynamic. They trigger healing in this person and this person triggers healing in them. Okay, so they're very much locked into this. That's why they're not emotionally available. Because even though they go for long periods, like months or years without this person, they're like magnets, they end up coming back together. Hand of Cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hands, gambling. You feel like this person got loads of secrets, and it's to do with their twin flame. Okay, they keep the cards close to their chest. They don't tell you about this, the things that they're, like thinking about or doing. Wedding rings, union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. So this person that they're, having a twin flame experience with could be married. They could wish that they're going to marry them. That's why they keep themselves available for this person. Let's get messages from this Taurus. You hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. Oof. Ouch. I want you to choose. They like being chased, they like being pursued. They're not gonna... This person's not the kind of person that's gonna put themselves out there and chase people. And if they get hurt, it's cuts them really deep. I need time for me. I just dream and wish for everything. They're very like lusty, very fantasizing, daydreaming. They could be like crossing over into delusion at times because they're spending so much time thinking about this twin flame. What's the nature of this connection between Leo and Taurus, please? Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So you could be in separation from Taurus at the moment. You could be just needing to get space from them because it's frustrating to be around them, to observe, this cycle that they're in. You just know that there isn't space for you. You feel ignored, you feel unsupported with things going on in your life, because they're too busy fussing over like someone that's not in their life. It doesn't seem like very beneficial behaviour. If there's going to be a reunion between, or reconciliation between Leo and Taurus, when will that be? Around March. Well, whoa. March is a year off. So that's not cool. I don't like that. That's a lot. I wasn't expecting that. Perhaps this is hitting you more than this Taurus realizes. Balance your energies. Maintaining balance in your energy. Maintain balance in your energies to ensure overall harmony and stability. Okay, so you could be really struggling with managing your emotions. You could feel extremely hurt. Make sure you're not projecting what's gone on with you, Leo. Like, if you have lost someone, if you're in grief and you've not communicated with this person, that you need their support, okay? They're actually distracted with finances and a twin flame situation, so they're going through their own stuff. And if you don't communicate with them, you know, there's absolutely no need to sort of be apart from each other for that long. Like, I do feel like you're struggling with your emotions at the moment. You're feeling this intensity and you could be projecting it onto them. It's not, you know, maybe you're just trying to clear your head, and it's what you need to do because of how your emotions are governed by this person. But yeah, to be honest, do what you need to do. Because I'm a Taurus, I'm seeing it from my perspective. But if you need to regain balance by separating from them for a really long, kind of extended period, then that's what you need to do. Subconscious mind. I realise that subconscious beliefs or programs may be holding me back from my desires. For example, if I want money, I may have been told things growing up that I am subconsciously holding on to, so I go back to my past and release beliefs that no longer align, substituting them with ones that do. Okay, so an example of that is like if you've grown up in poverty, you may believe that you're destined for a life of poverty. Okay, if you've grown up around people who are really negative about income or the state or benefits or, you know, social motility, class systems, you could feel like, you know, you're just destined to be at the bottom rung forever. That's not true, but you're going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy if you live by those things that you've listened to. Okay, so retrain the brain, reframe it, and be like, I'm not my parents, I'm not my parents' parents. Okay, I'm not my siblings. I look at the sacred geometry on the candle holder and on the crystal pyramid there. Sacred geometry has no beginning, it has no end. The universe is the same, okay? It's like a spider's web. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. So that free-flowing energy, money is energy, okay? Love is energy. So the universe is abundant. Whatever you want, it's out there, okay? And you're in the middle of that geometry. You are part of that web. So you can't, be separate from the universe. You are in it. You are in the energy. So it's yours. It's for you. You can say positive affirmations and say, I want success. I deserve success and I will have success. I want love. I deserve love and I will have love. Okay, so you speak positively to yourself out loud and you change your fate, okay? Because something about your subconscious mind is holding you back from living your true kind of like happiness. Whether that's your financial goals or, being able to have a loving, trusting, reciprocal relationship. Mirror. In order to change my life outside, I need to change inside. Once I'm open to this change, my exterior reality will begin to mirror those new shifts. Now, this seems like advice for your person as well. Okay, so if they stay fussy and emotionally available only to the person that they're in a twin flames connection with, they're going to be lonely, aren't they? They're going to be by themselves forever. They've got to like let that person go and open up their heart for someone who is not a twin flame, but who's offering a loving, stable connection. Okay, so it seems like you've both got work to do. And maybe that does mean that there's going to be separation for a little while. And when I say a little while, it's actually quite a substantial amount of time. But I get the feeling that you're good friends with this person, that you've known them for a lot of years now. So in the grand scheme, a year may not be that much, but it's enough to kind of get rebalanced where you both got a lot on your plate, you know, emotionally. There's like heavy emotional baggage here. Right, a final advice for Leo, and then I'll get you an angel card. Advice for Leo, please. Practice. Okay, so you might think, well, it's not really me to say positive affirmations. It's not really me to like go for more income. It's not really me to get settled in a steady relationship. But practice makes perfect. If you want balance in your life, that's the secret. It's all for a reason. Okay, so this is not the end of the story. It's the end of chapter 4 or 5. It's not the end of the book. Okay, so for you and this person, it's part of this dance that you two are doing. And, you know, they're showing up in your energy because you care about them a lot. And you're showing up as hurt because you care about them a lot. Okay. And you feel ignored because you want this person's time, you want their attention. You view them as the Empress. So they're a worthwhile person, but they're on their own like journey. They're on, you know, their own evolution, their own time frame of healing. You know, maybe they'll go through an ascension over the next 12 months and then, you know, they'll have more time to devote to you. But for right now, this is what's supposed to happen, guys. I need to plug my phone in because it's on a few percent. Right, I'll pull you an angel number. Why can't I plug that in? That's annoying. Is that charging? Yes, it is. Okay. Right, angel number for Leo. Because I feel like you're going through it at the moment. Spirit, can you give me an angel number for Leo, please? Zero 505. Now 5 is a number of change. Unexpected shift. Divine intervention, sudden challenges. Love, pleasant surprises, gut feeling. This number serves as a gentle nudge to pursue whatever interests you the most. It's possible that something could rock your boat, but you'll end up exactly where you belong, which could be in somebody's arms, your dream job, or abroad. Ooh, what is going on? Do you see how like profound this is? It's all about breaking old habits, old beliefs. You're going through an ascension. You're going through an ascension, and it's difficult and it's scary, but it's necessary. Okay, it's part of your planned evolution. You're going to be in separation from this person for a while, but it's all part of the plan. Okay, it's supposed to happen. Right, that is the end of your reading, Leo. I'm going to do Virgo, and then I am going to get into bed. Because it's the start of another working week tomorrow. Oh. I want more time off. I'm tired. I'm poorly. It's half term in another week. May half term. God, we've got a twilight on Tuesday. I can't be bothered. I'm run down. I'm tired. I'm grumpy. I need to shut up, actually. What time is it? It's after midnight, so I need to be quiet because my parents will be in bed. God, what if I can't sleep? Because if I can't sleep, I need, like, to just deal with that in the morning. Slept a bit last night, but not Friday at all. Okay, so we get